Hello YouTube. Today it's the last day of February 2024. I just want to give a quick recap. It's been a year since I quit a job that I worked at for over 30 years. So I was in this industry, in the highway industry you could say, doing highway advisor radio, and it was a passion I did right out of college. So part of my trip through college, I had to do a co-op program, and part of that was trying to find out what I wanted to do. I was mechanical, understandably, when I was a kid. Oh man. All right, so anyway, I was in college, taking a degree for computer engineering, and I figured out right there near the end of my degree that I didn't really care for the C++ programming. You gotta think this is back in 92, 93, and calculus with analytical geometry. Those two things were my kryptonite. I had to take those classes multiple times. I just couldn't grasp those two things. But basically the programming side, I just didn't have any interest in. I just couldn't wrap my brain around it. So part of my co-op program, I worked with this company called Digital Recorders. They were back in Research Triangle Park. And that was more of a hands-on building stuff, wiring, bolting stuff together. And that was my forte. As I mentioned, when I was a kid, I'd been working on cars a little bit. I'd been installing stereo systems and things like that. So it kind of came naturally to me. I learned a lot about electronics and resistors and capacitors and circuit boards and things like that. So when I got out of school, I basically stayed at the same company, and they got bought out and moved around for many years. But ultimately, either through a direct employee or as a distributor, I worked with them from 1993 all the way up to 2023. So in between there, I had some odd jobs here and there as a consultant. I worked at a motorcycle shop for a while and did some website stuff for them, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do in life, you know. And long story short, I'm with a company now who we're still kind of in the highway industry. We do positive protection, which is the concrete barrier you put out, protects the workers working on the other side, and it's temporary, it's movable. So what's cool about it is if you ever go down the interstate and you see some of these huge machines moving this barrier, that's what my company does now. So I like the aspect of being in the safety industry, even though it's the highway and a lot of things we take for granted because we drive stuff every day. As you know from my fleet, I love cars and I love being on the road, driving. Part of it, you have to be considerate of people that actually are working, and you want to make sure they go home safely at the end of the day. So I was really skeptical about making the move. Unfortunately, with the company I was at, I just didn't feel like they appreciated what I brought to the table. I'd been brought in as the technical service person, had been moved into sales and service, and eventually was doing it all. I mean, you know, shipping, receiving, installations, technical service, troubleshooting, support. You know, it was a lot to do. And I'm not one that needs a pat on the back or anything, but I would like to know that the people I work with appreciate what I bring to the table. So in that regard, I took a new job at this company I'm at now. Been there a year as of March, and it's working out really well. I'm with a team who really attributes themselves as helping each other as a team. I have frequent interactions daily, something I didn't have before, and I feel like I'm bringing a lot to the table. I'm working as hard as I can, if not more. I'm working average 60, 80 hours a week now. What's nice is I actually work from home. I've got my remote office, if you will, here in my shop. I converted an area over there where I have my desk set up with my laptops and everything, and it's worked out really well. I do travel more now than I did before, which is okay. I kind of get out to meet not only our employees, but also the customers, the project managers, people that I deal with. I just wanted to bring this up because, not to give you kind of this whole history of me and what I'm doing, but just to give you an idea, if you feel like you're doing something in your life and you're not happy with it, you know, take that chance, try to branch out and do something different. I've done it a few times now over my lifetime. I'm 52, turned 52 in February of this year. And it's been an interesting journey for me. Again, being as a kid, you don't know what you want to do. You know what your passions are. Mine's always been cars, clearly. And to this day, I try to keep up with that as my hobby. It's not really my job, but I do use it kind of as a stress relief, if nothing else. And I'm sure a lot of you can appreciate that. When you work so much, you want to play hard just as hard as you work. But just want to throw this out there, give you a little bit of background about me and what I do and how I ended up as the TTSaleen. You know, I worked at a Mustang shop, as most of you know, for 17 years. I was there every Saturday, and I'd even work occasionally during the week. Right there at the end, I had a video where I spent a week. working up there in March of last year, of all things. And so I've always had a passion for trying to help others and work on cars and things like that. But it's something to do. Don't feel like you're pigeonholed into doing one thing. And if you're good at something, branch out. Maybe you're good at something else. Clearly, I wasn't good as a programmer. Could I have been making about 4 times as much money as I make now? Absolutely. But my brain just didn't work that way. I'm more mechanical brained than that analytical, I guess you could say. Now, can I think analytically? Yes, but can I program? No. But it's cool to watch people that can. People that do it make it look super easy, and I can appreciate that because I work on stuff. People tell me, oh, that looks easy, but you know, in reality, it's a lot harder. For example, pulling the dash out of this Fox body to change the heater core. While it sounds pretty straightforward, it is monotonous and tedious. Anyway, figured I'd share some of this with you about me and behind the scenes and what I've been doing, and you know, just kind of give you some tips for life. You know, if you want something, work hard for it. You know, nobody's going to give it to you. I came from a generation that was brought up the different side of the tracks than they are now. You know, I've noticed that a lot of society now, they kind of feel like they're owed something, whether they're getting out of school, whether we're trying to hire somebody and they feel like they should get out of school making $100,000, they have zero experience. I would say start low like I did. I started as a technician, lowest you could get at the company 30 years ago. And I worked my way up and proved myself all the way up to a director level. But it's just something to think about. You know, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it, you know, and work hard for it. And I'm no doubt, what they say, no regrets, no regrets on how things have worked out. Has it been perfect? No. Has the struggle been real? Absolutely. You get thrown some curveballs and things happen. But as long as you're true to yourself and you're honest with what you want out of this, you'll be fine. The biggest suggestion I could tell you is if you're not happy with your management, your team, your company, you should start looking for something else. I stayed way past when I was comfortable at some jobs, and I should have taken the leap earlier. But it's that security. You get used to having a steady income and knowing what your day is going to look like, and it's scary. I mean, honestly, when I got over 50 years old, you got to be very careful about what you do. You don't want to work yourself out of a job type of thing. So anyway, I quit rambling for now. I'll have more car content soon. Just to give you an idea, the Fox body's doing wonderful. It runs great. The TTSaleen, the Charger, the Mach 1, the Pontiac, they're all running fine. I could hop in any one I'm good driving right now. So just something to keep in mind. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning into my channel. Appreciate all the subscribers. If there's anything you want to see for 2024, let me know, and I'll try to, you know, mix up my content a little bit, if you will. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. See you later.